ready when I.
I'm not ready.
Ooh, welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and keeping it casual. My name is Matty Pesk. As always, I am joined by Franz and Guy Kid. Boys, how we doing?
Anybody else getting an echo?
I did. I found the mute button. Sorry
There
for
you
the delay.
You want to try that again, Matty?
Yeah, from the top.
Ooh, no, come on. Tell me how you are.
I'm doing great.
Franz, are you still echoey?
Yeah, no, I was. It was me. No, I do have some bad news that I wanted to
Oh no.
kind of cover
Starting
at
with
the
bad
top.
news?
Yeah.
Starting with bad news at the top. Here we go.
So I did just get an email. Gary Gensler and the SEC are suing Bogside Chats.
checks out.
They
That
said
checks
that
out.
we are security.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're going to fight it. I've been talking to Brian Armstrong of the Coinbase team, CEO over there. We're going to be okay.
That's who we're going with.
That would have flowed a lot better if I wasn't dealing with the echo issues and like not knowing. I had 3 different versions of welcome in my ear at one time.
It's because you have all your bot accounts or your fake accounts bumping our numbers up, probably.
Oh no, absolutely. I have 2. I have my other screen is watching us, and then my laptop's watching us.
Yeah.
And we only have 5 people here so far. So. Oh, I gotta tweet it out that we're on.
Very beautiful. All right. Today we're gonna. So we missed last week, so we have a ton of updates about stuff. We missed kind of the final update on the best friends patch. So we're gonna talk about a little bit about pets and stuff. We're gonna jump in and talk about Hubert's grand tour. He went on like a bunch of podcasts and was talking to people. So he dropped a lot of information in that we want to talk about. Then there's some AMA stuff we're gonna talk about, and then finally, the Monk got dropped yesterday.
Whoa.
And then with it, Workhorse released a blog. Describing some new details about some different abilities.
Maddie, do you have anything you want to say? Hold on, I'm just gonna go record real quick.
Wait, what?
Your apology, because I was right about the Monk having healing.
Oh,
Hold on,
okay.
wait. All right, it's recording.
Okay, no, the Monk has a self-heal, or he has a couple actually. He's not a healer. He doesn't heal others. He has a self-heal.
But
so
he
yes,
has healing.
You were right in that sense.
Okay.
But
Glad
I
we
don't
got that
know.
over
I
with.
don't. He's not a healer. He doesn't fill that role.
Monk sub is enough, maybe.
I don't know about that. Yeah, he's got a couple. Actually, one of his moves, and again, Wowie and I haven't done a stream on it yet, but one of his level 10s is insane, where he like heals himself, moves to the back of the battlefield, and like gains evasion. Like it's excellent. Yeah, we'll talk about Monk a little bit. We're not going to go like line by line like Wowie and I do, but we'll definitely talk about it.
You're saving that for your other podcast, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's start with Best Friends patch finally completing and pets being added to our heroes. As we've said multiple times here, Bogside, we're not the biggest pet owners, pet enthusiasts. I know, Franz, you have a ton of pets. You have way more than probably both of us.
Pet on every hero, a chicken in every pot.
Really?
No,
really?
no, I'm on my way to it, but no.
Okay.
I've been summoning a lot, and I have not hatched to keep up with those numbers.
But how are you? What general strategy? It's rude.
What's up,
SI.
Sticks Intern?
That's just
Love
rude. What general notes do you have from it? I'm not gonna lie. Like I attached my like 2-star foraging and 2-star fishing to like my best fishers, kind of like regardless of whatever the bonus was. I've just been going with best pets going on best heroes, and sort of just using that strategy. Again, I don't have that many, so it's not like that hard of a decision. Army, what are you running up against? What do you guys, Guy? What are you doing?
Pets?
Yeah.
Looking at DFK data to see how many pets there are. Outside of that, I'm not doing much with pets.
Wow.
What data did you find?
Yeah.
France has a lot of pets.
So you wanted us to tell? Wait, hold on.
You're just creeping on Franz. That's what you're doing.
So you wanted to tell us that you're looking at the data, but then when asked about it, you realized, shit, I don't have actually anything to add based on that data.
No, so any idea, without looking at the mini screen we have here, how many pedal champs exist? Which you sold one of?
No. Wait, Petal Champ or Petal? There's two.
Petal Champ.
Petal Champ is a rarer one, I thought.
Oh, you didn't have the Petal Champ?
I might have had a Petal Champ. Actually, I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
I'm
I don't know
putting the
why. I
data
think
on the
super
stream.
rare, and I shouldn't have sold it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
Yeah, I think that's an odd pool.
It might be.
I think Petal
Did you have the Petal Bloom?
Petal Buster or Petal.
Petal Buster sounds right.
Yeah.
We'll find it. You guys
I
keep chatting while
I didn't have
look
that
at
super
data.
rare one.
But I rediscovered DFKdata.io
What is that?
this week, and it's an amazing website that just pulls data directly off the blockchain into a Power BI.
Wow. How
Yeah.
did we not know about this?
I don't know. I refound it in an old email that I had.
Nice.
Petal
Yes,
Buster,
okay,
is that
I,
what you
yeah,
had?
I had a
Buster.
Petal Buster. I did not have the Petal Champ because Petal
So there's
Champ is an
100
odd
of
pool.
those.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Wait. So what are we looking at here? Explain this to me.
So this DFKdata.io, I feel like I should know who created it. Probably this guy with this wallet. Or no, is that me? That might actually be me.
shows off to a great start so
Don't
far.
know your own wallet address.
Yeah. But I mean, they just pull directly off the blockchain. It's live data, and you go everywhere from hero prices to how many pets exist to you can get down to heroes per wallet too.
Oh, this is
Oh,
where they
this is-
find
okay,
the
yeah.
go back.
Mythic Squad uses this all the time.
So this is pets hatched. Am I anywhere?
So you can
No,
sort
close.
by number of mythics. Crypto Grady has the most number of mythic pets.
Wow.
With
Tied
What's the
with
sales
tied.
number 3.
That's Ben Friend.
Oh, okay.
Go to pets hatched. Mythics hatched. I mean.
Mythics hatched. Is that what we want to do?
Yeah. I want to see if I
Oh.
show up anywhere.
Masha's
16
insane.
All right.
ratio of mythics. Ooh,
Yeah. Sort by that.
Oh, that's very cool.
wow, that's not fun.
Whoa! Look at all
Oh
these
wait.
one for
All right.
ones.
All right. So now can you
So
love
can we
sort
go
out-
to more
Wait,
than
guy, can you
more than
zoom
3
in a little
pets?
bit, guy? Can you zoom in? Just control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't really help though, does it?
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Yeah. So you got to get to. So Kanta has hatched 16 times and gotten 2 mythics. That's
That's
pretty,
pretty
good.
good. I mean, that's the same as the 8s and 1s, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is very cool.
Genevieve,
Wow.
that's probably the best ratio out there.
Yeah.
128 and 6. I feel like, yeah, it's probably pretty good. Yeah, no, but it was tough putting all the pets on. I got to be honest, because so I don't.
Wait, France is pretty high up there.
It was very high up there. But continue your thought.
Oh, iOS code too, right next to you.
Yeah,
Damn.
nice.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, so I hatched all my pets on my main account, my non-bot account. So
Okay.
just sending them all
Right.
to.
Yeah.
So first off, I was hatching them all on Sarandel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the most of my heroes right now are on Crystal Vale. So not only did I have to send it to my bot account, I
You had
then
to
had to bridge them
bridge,
all
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
And with the sending, you can kind of multiply click them and have all the MetaMask things come up and then just click through.
Yeah.
But with bridging, it's
Yeah.
one at a time, and it was a bit of a slog. I started off very meticulous with this fishing ninja is gonna get a good one. This is gonna, and then by the end of it, I was throwing pets around, just getting them all on there, and figured I would kind of go back and figure it out later, but haven't really done that yet.
So you were just saying anybody, just any pet attached to any good hero.
Well, so I was going by rarity, whereas I wanted my legendary, my mythic heroes to have good pets because just for the duels bonus alone, right?
Yeah.
You want that mythic pet on a hero that's good, but again, as I was getting down to rares and uncommons, I was just flinging pets around. It was just everybody grab one, just threw them all in the middle, let the heroes just kind of rummage through.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting. I think that the patch went through. There was no issues, no
was
problems
clean.
with it. It was a very smooth release, and it's very cool that the pets actually have utility now. Like I said, I attach my pets just best pet when I'm best hero, and I kind of haven't thought about it much since. I got some premium. I did some premium treats. and I'm just kind of like, whatever.
You're doing premiums?
Yeah.
I've been doing the regular.
I mean, I think technically regular is more cost efficient, right? Is that what we
Yeah,
talked about?
cost effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you lose out on that 2%
Right.
bonus, and you have to feed them more often, which like it's even getting to, because I like sat there and put them all on at the same time. My helper account has to feed them all at the same time, which sometimes is a lot, and it's like you're taking large amounts of items all at once. So like sometimes it'll
Right.
only feed half of them, and it's separating it out where the bot will be able to manage it better. It's just not there yet. So
Yeah.
it's been good though.
Yeah.
I've done a few I did a few things like the pets that give you an increased chance of eggs. I put on thieves because I figured the
Just
high luck.
higher luck. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know that does
Yeah.
anything.
But it feels good.
Yeah.
Felt great. Yeah. Felt like I was gaming the system a little bit.
Yeah.
What else do I got on pets here? I did the increased like fishing or foraging skill on lower level,
Right.
higher rarity ones.
That makes sense. To try and bring them up.
Yeah, nothing too much else. I haven't really hatched a lot in a while. Like I said, I've been summoning. I think I'm gonna go in and hatch a bunch more soon.
What that was like, was that 2 or 3 weeks ago where you busted out those like 50? That was fun.
Yeah, I did 50 and then I got off stream and did 30 and got 3 more
Damn.
mythics
That's
in
wild.
there.
That's insane.
I still haven't hatched a mythic.
I did one.
What-
I'm actually
what I-
curious where I am on that list because I haven't hatched many in general. I'm probably under 100 total hatched, and I did have one mythic, so it's
We'll
definitely
find you.
yeah.
Does the find function work on this? Like if you typed in Maddie, would it?
No.
No.
And
No.
everyone in chat's probably laughing at how I manage Power BI, but
Well,
I have no
Boxside
idea
Intern
what I'm doing.
specifically is making fun of you,
Yeah.
so
Well, this is supposed to be his job, but
I know. True.
you know,
Um,
it's all right.
all right. Well, while we're searching for that, we'll get that data up. But I think that's time we can move on to some notes on what Hubert. So Hubert went on Sergeant stream that we got to do with him. That
He's
was
been
super
all
fun.
over.
Then he did ADFK stream with Raph and Neindorf, and they did Awesome Chop. And then he did Chaos stream with Risen and Bolon. So he's sort of been on a world tour. The small world of DFK.
Real world tour there.
Chatting about a lot of stuff. I sort of like half watched all of these streams. Well, except the one I was in. I was paying attention to that one, but
That's good.
but like I think it was super fun. But it was sort of like just a little bit like it was stuff we knew. We knew travel's coming. We know like mounts are going to be a thing.
Well, he did confirm that.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. He kind of gave us a little tidbit there. Quantity versus quality as far as the mounts go.
Right.
It sounded like, you could have faster ones or you can have like a lot more slower ones, which I thought it was going to be more about like carrying.
Yeah. Capacity
yes.
to carry things. Yeah.
I could see there being a capacity pet. I could see there being a speed-based pet, as well as like
Mounts, you mean?
mount, correct, as
Well,
well as
that's a
an
good question.
avoid
It's gonna be-
interactions and encounters.
But is it going to be a different category? Is mount and pet going to be 2 separate things, or is it some pets are mounts?
Some pets are mounts.
I mean, in
And,
that.
and any current ones, like the alpaca, are from the green ones, and like the
But it has
stags-
No.
And herein lies where we ask the audience: is there space on the pet NFT of Stats Unknown? I don't think there is.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't
No,
think so.
I think you guys are looking at it wrong. I don't think the current pets are going to be mounts just because it's an alpaca and we could technically ride an alpaca if we came across one. I don't think that makes it a mount. But I think it's an interesting point, right? Are you going to have to kind of attach the mount in the pet slot? Because then are you not going to have, like if I'm traveling, right, to a PvE quest, to a cave, to a dungeon, how am I'm not going to have a combat pet on if I had a mount pet on to, I would think it has to attach differently or be somewhere different.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then again, can you bring multiple pets with you and like, you know, because right as it stands right now, pets like attached specifically to the heroes. So like travel, you know, is your travel party, can it have one mount, or is it per hero, stuff like that. Like they got to flesh that stuff out, but I think that's an interesting idea of like making that decision to bring the like the good traveling mount versus the combat
Yeah,
pet,
like
you know.
does one mount affect the speed of your entire party, you're saying?
Yeah.
Where then I think it could go in the pet slot, because then you're
Yeah.
sacrificing one, party member's combat boost,
Right.
crafting boost, whatever it is, to to have that mount and travel faster. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like travel is kind of, I don't know, the way that he was talking about it. He was Raph and Neindorf. Shout out to them. Great interview. They were kind of asking Hubert his priority, his wish list priority, so to speak. And he mentioned, he's not the only voice in the room, but
Right.
it seemed like travel was the next thing that he wanted to get out. I don't know
Yeah.
how close that is, but
I was gonna say that's very interesting to something we're gonna talk about later in the AMA when that question was answered, because it was a slightly different answer from Frisky.
About what's next.
Of like what's the next priority
Well,
in general.
yeah, I mean, Hubert was talking more in the sense of gameplay, right?
Right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Do you want to go into that right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll just say briefly in the AMA last Thursday, the question was asked like, what is the next priority? What is it? You know, because this big patch was kind of the big deal for them to get it done. So now what's next? Sort of question. And they said that the bazaar, this kind of order book auction house thing that they want to do.
Good description, nice.
It is on their is sort of the next priority that they have. Now, I mean,
that sounded close to me.
Yeah, I think
close.
it is close because the way they're making it sound, it seems like it's like kind of a straightforward thing of just like posting your asks and then the people can go through it or not. So hypothetically, it should be easy, right?
I think you might be simplifying it a little much there.
Right,
but,
right. But I mean, like, it's not like, I don't know. I think it seems like it's straightforward. I don't know.
The way they were, let's just say the way they were talking about it seems like it's close.
Yeah.
But I mean, and not to get on their case a little bit, but there seems to be a lot of excitement around things like the bazaar when they talk about it, and those are exciting things, right? That's something that I don't think is out there in the crypto space right now. So it's revolutionary as far as crypto goes to an extent, right?
Especially like NFTs exchange for tokens on a sort of.
Well, it's not going to be NFTs. Book. It's going to be ERC 720s.
Yeah.
All the items and stuff, but like, I wish there was that same excitement in their voices, kind of around more gameplay type things.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not to discredit the bazaar. I think it's going to be big, but at the end of the day, a lot of these updates lately have not been things that change our user experience. They might be UI improvements and stuff, but the actual gameplay hasn't really changed. We're still just questing.
Right. Yeah, I think for us, especially, I think, and I don't want to speak for you guys, so please speak up, but like we come at this as gamers and want to play a video game. And a lot of the focus has been on like the crypto aspect of it, which is some really cool revolutionary stuff, no question. But like, we want to play a game. That's why we like talking about this and theory crafting and stuff like that. That's what we do, is like we like playing video games as, adult men.
Gamers.
But like that's what we're looking for. And so I think while I'm super excited for them to get the bazaar out there and really, like, it sounds like they got some super smart guys working on this. Everybody on the team is like, next level. Like I want the combat, and I want the gameplay, and I want that stuff. So it is kind of like, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Tollsworthy, and shout out to everybody in the chat. Sticks intern, Bogside intern, Worm just said that he started on 2x speed, or that was his earlier comment. But shout out to him. He just started a podcast, so go check that out. 2 episodes in, I've enjoyed it so far. So keep on doing that, Sir Worm.
Yeah.
But then Tollsworthy made a comment. Maybe there'll be a gameplay reveal after all the animations. So
it does feel like they're building towards something, and it seems like it's very strategic as to the pace they're releasing these. It seems like all the artwork's pretty much done, and they're pacing something out with hopefully there's a shoe that drops at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so too. Obviously, I think, and I will say too, like with all the artwork, like they do, all the Puros look cool, and all the little animations are like fun. Like I liked the ninja, like the way it's holding the like little dagger and like stabbing. It was cool. But I mean, it goes back to that same point of like I'm attracted to this because I want to play a video game, you know. So yeah, I would love it if it all leads to like some sort of like huge release at the end of it. I mean, I will see. Obviously, remains to be seen on that one, but
yeah, we can stay optimistic.
They were talking about this a little more in depth in the Chaos Cast, and the idea that of what it'll allow them to do as far as these new, features go. It's going to be able to let them put words at the end of it, like a hit or a miss, kind of right above the sword. They look just a lot smoother. Like it's a moving. It looked very clunky previously.
Well,
they described an issue with the female knight
into the card. It seemed like
now
they're like mobile.
Yeah, I mean, like that looks really cool right there.
Yeah.
That knight mining, wiping his brow. I mean, so it's great stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I do want it to lead to something. I think if we have all this Twitter activity and promote us, like it has to kind of come to a head. So hopefully.
Yeah. All right. So what else did we have on Hubert in his world tour? We've sort of beaten to death the hero inflation stuff. I don't really want to touch on that. It sounds like they're thinking about other burn mechanisms, but it also seems like that's not a priority. So
not a priority, but I think it went from early days DFK to that's completely out of the question. There's no way we'll burn NFTs.
Right.
So now it's almost a given that it's going to be.
Was that ever their stance? They always kind of said that there would be a chance.
No, well, think where Bolin was always like, I would love a quest where I could send my heroes to their peril. Yeah. And like that was always looked at as just an insane joke that was just so outside the realm of possibility.
Okay. I remember different things.
I'll have another sip of wine.
But I see what you're saying, where it's changed their focus, where now they have to be thinking about these things.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the vote went through, so I don't know what to say there. But what was the point that you said right before the hero inflation thing?
What Hubert's world tour? What else do we have from that? We talked about travel. Travel's gonna be super cool. Oh, and land. He talks a lot about land. Again, I kind of half listened.
Got it. I'll take it from there. So there were a few things that I thought were cool. First off, crafting is going to be interconnected, meaning you're not going to be just crafting a sword, right? You're going to be crafting the hilt. You're going to be crafting the blade. I picked a weapon that doesn't have too many different components there. It's a sword. But I think that's very cool, and it's going to, I think it kind of answers our question of, will I need a lot of crafters? We're going to be crafting different pieces. You're going to have all these different, enchanting and different tailoring, all these. But the other thing that he said, how it ties into travel, you're going to have to travel to different places to make each of these pieces of equipment. It's not going to be like a one stop at one piece of land, and then I walk out with the fire sword of fire or something.
Right.
So I'm also curious how much of that can be controlled versus how much of that they want to be random generated. And tied to that, if we've got any dormant lands out there, if it is random generated, that could create a really interesting economy.
I think, well, that's an interesting idea, and that'd be wild, actually, if, like, there's abandoned lands that, like, was the only way you could get a blacksmith. And, like, those forges are never going to be opened ever again. Like, I really do kind of like that idea. But also, I think that's going to be something that landowners can decide on. And, again, you make that decision. And then
so that I agree with. but landowners will have some level of decision. But it sounds like there's going to be events and there's going to be materials that you'll have to travel to a certain
Potentially.
area, which
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily tie to the landowner's decisions.
So
And
the way I read is there going to be bonuses for each land, but like you're not tied to that bonus.
right.
Like I could have a blacksmithing bonus, but maybe I want to go leatherworking for some reason.
Right.
Or he also did, discuss the idea of surrounding lands and what they're doing. If I have a whale with a land next to me and he's going all in on leatherworking, right? Or he's applying a lot of bonuses to fishing, maybe. Like if we go to the profession quest, maybe I want to lean away from that because if someone's near me, like if a traveler is near us, they're going to go to his because he has the better bonuses. So I'm going to want to do something else. So there's definitely a whole new ecosystem that's going to kind of form around that and around the lands.
Well,
so
hold on. I do
cool.
want to go back to one thing on that, though. I think the landowners will make the decision, but they're going to, when they make certain decisions, I think that's going to cut them off from other things. You know what I mean?
The idea of not being able to backtrack and...
Right. Well, maybe they can, but it would be a big deal. But,
okay,
but
I see what you're saying.
If you start building a blacksmith on your land, you're now you're shutting the door on woodworking or whatever. I don't know how it would be, but you make that decision and now your land is now committed to that, and you can continue to build and make bigger bonuses and get more and more.
Level 1, level 2, level 3
Exactly.
woodworking, right?
But you're shut off from doing the other ones.
Well, maybe not shut off, but I'm thinking of it like a skill tree, right? If I go down this path of the skill tree, I could revert course and start going down another path, but hey, I used up all those skill points already. I'm not going to be able to get as far down that other path. So I think it'll be the same with building on land,
Yeah, and I think to a certain point you use up too many skill points, and you can't, if you're all leatherworking, woodworking, and all this stuff, you can't throw in one alchemy. Maybe you could. I don't know.
But I think there are going to be certain pieces of land that are built more efficiently or built up more efficiently than others. I'm sure we're going to see some lands from people that maybe aren't thinking too critically bad, and maybe they do have they want every crafting thing on their land, and they end up with all level 1 crafting stalls because they spread themselves too thin.
And they can only make really basic whatever the craft.
Well, I'm curious how that'll work. Of how big are these lands? Do you have the ability to even make multiple buildings, or is it 1, maybe 2 buildings?
Well, the thing that worries me about that, right? And I mean, Maddie, you're out of the 3 of us, I would say, the most in tune with Alluvium. We're all participating in that game as well. Yeah. But it sounds like what Uber wants to build is kind of a a city builder type, right?
Yeah.
Alluvium has been working on that for quite a while.
Yeah.
The first beta was out, right?
No, it's functioning right now.
It is functioning, but it's still in the beta.
Well, it's not on the blockchain right now, but the game is fully functioning.
But that's taken them what, a year and a half?
Year plus, yeah.
And they have a lot more money.
Team.
So
yeah, I mean, it is, and that game is similar to something like
Clash of Clans,
SimCities. No, it's more complex than that. You're building roads for your city and buildings and making decisions.
Like a Rise of Kingdoms.
Do you want the where do the storage facilities go versus where the extractors go and stuff like that? You need to make a decision on the map of your
layout.
City. Yeah. And eventually the things that you make from your city, they'll be on the marketplace as ERC. What's the one? Same as the other ones.
720. Which ones? ERC 20.
They're not tradable.
What are you trying to?
But there is an internal marketplace that you can trade them.
I don't know what you're talking about. Are you trying to say the scrolls?
Yeah.
We've been over this. Those are tradable. They're not soulbound. What the ERC 1155s are what the scrolls are, and it just means different ones can make one NFT. That's a very rudimentary explanation. There's probably someone in the chat right now screaming that I'm wrong.
Regardless, the point is that there's resources that your city can produce that will be tradable once they turn it live on the blockchain. And that's Alluvium. That's the Alluvium City Builder game. And like, I think if Hubert wants to do something like that, yeah, I agree. I think it is a substantial undertaking. I think it's
Right.
I think the land in DFK is going to be much more simple, maybe closer to what you were saying of like, there's like 2 or 3 decisions, and then you just go from there in terms of like upgrading it.
Yeah, I could see it being more linear.
I mean, I think the idea of like a minimum viable product should be kind of looked at.
Yeah.
Yes.
DFK has this way of building that I think in a lot of cases is a great thing, right? Where they want it to be
Yeah.
perfect before shipping.
Yeah.
But that leads to
Yeah.
things taking more time. With something like land, I'd love to see kind of some basics and hey, they build on an upgrade. I mean, look at Duels. Look at what Duels is now compared to
Right,
Duels
totally.
Season 1,
Right.
right? It was a shell of what it is now.
Yeah.
So, going that route around it.
But give the players something to do with knowing there's a roadmap and a progression past it.
Yeah. No, and like the sky's the limit. Like, they talked about stuff like, guilds being tied to the land, and then, other ideas of like, if you're traveling through the land, maybe the guilds can or cannot like have some sort of influence on who travels through it or when or how, or if there's a toll or stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he did say that guilds are going to be kind of the last piece, and I agree with that. I don't think that needs to be
No,
a focus. That's something that the community's already started to do on their own. We can be the minimum viable product for that for a
Right.
long time.
Yeah.
Um,
Because right now it's just like social, kind of like fun. We have these little communities where we can kind of share some ideas and yeah, especially when there's no real functionality for land, even regardless of guild functionality.
One thing he has been saying about land that I think is interesting, the idea that level 10 profession quests will not be where they are now once land is released. They're going to be out on land.
Well, so I think how he phrased it right is, can't you get other items out on land, and you'll need to do level 10 profession quests for those.
No, but so wait, say that again.
So like right now, level 10 profession quests, it's just a better drop rate of the same exact items.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like there are going to be other items introduced into the ecosystem that you'll need to travel to get those other items. Unique
Gotcha.
ores, unique fish, unique other things.
Yeah, so I think that's different than what I'm saying. He was saying that the actual level 10 profession quest won't be at the home kind of base once land is released. It'll be moved. So you'll have to travel to it to do those.
So what we do right now today,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to change when land
Yes.
is turned on.
Well, the location is.
Well, yeah, but then that changes. Then you have to decide who goes to where to do those quests, right?
Yeah, and I mean at that point, it's going to be
That's
hard
interesting.
with the legions that we're commanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you have heroes all over the map.
Yeah.
I had a hard enough time just putting the pets on.
Well, I think that'll be super fun part of it too, of like that.
Oh yeah.
Making those decisions.
Moving your chess
Yeah.
pieces around on the chessboard will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I want there
Yeah.
to be. I want travel to be kind of very impactful too, and I think it will be as far
Oh, yeah.
as how long it takes to do things. It can't be the type of thing where I just kind of send people around and can
Right.
send them back if I need to. Like it needs to feel like what's the word I'm looking for?
Like it's a commitment.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if
He
I need
did-
to get to this part of the land, it's going to upend my typical questing pattern.
Right. And another thing you talked about was like the idea of safety on the land and while
Yeah.
traveling. He did say that he wants travel to feel like part of the game. Whether that means PvE kind of people
Well,
jumping
yeah,
out or what.
Random encounters.
Right. But he did say safety would come into play where certain mounts or certain ways to travel would be maybe safer than others.
Interesting.
And maybe it's just a very small chance that a hero gets lost, but
Yeah.
there being a chance at all it's a scary thing.
Well, and I also love the idea of the landowners having to make a decision to, do they hire guards or whatever to like make sure the roads are safe, but then at the risk of, not upgrading their blacksmith right? So you have to make a decision as a landowner. Do you want your roads to be a safe way for people to travel through? I think that'd be super fun. And then also too, if you could gate that somehow of like a toll or like, you know, to go out to use my safe roads in my land, you have to pay a tribute. You know, I would love that. And you know, make it maybe so it's like limited to gold or whatever, so it's not like too you know, hard. But I think that'd be a very fun kind of gameplay aspect, that like people could decide those things.
Yeah, you're like Walder Frey over here at the Twins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whether or not you want to let people pass, go around the river.
Yeah, I think that could be very cool, and also too that also makes as it stands right now, they hinted at this a while back of like lands closer to the like central, like the central location will have some sort of advantage, but like
They'll probably
I don't
be
think
safer
it matters where
and
you are on the map. Yeah, I guess maybe.
Yeah, I could picture like the closer lands being safer and less travel time, which is a benefit of itself. But I could also see the higher level areas as well as the more rare items being more on the outskirts as well.
Well, I love the idea of like the like top right corner. There's super rare items, but then
Give
like,
me Wheelie Loon Village.
But then
I want to be that landowner.
The lands to the like left of it have made it safe to travel, but the lands to the south of it have not. And so now you have to decide what route you're going to take to get there.
Do you want to go through the Mines of Moria, or do
exactly.
you want to go?
Yeah. Like, are you going to pay the toll for these people who've cleared the road? That'd be super fun. I mean, again, it's not even like action-packed gameplay, but at least it would be like some sort of like strategic
some thought
decision
involved in
that you have
making
to make.
the world feel like you're actually interacting with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did say that travel is going to be, you know, smart contract intensive. It sounds to me like we're getting combat before travel.
Interesting.
I don't know, and that wasn't stated or anything like that.
Right,
but
right.
Do you think we'll get tournaments before travel? And I know I keep pulling up this roadmap, and like the team hasn't mentioned the roadmap update at all. So like, I don't know how valid this list is, but like they did update
what they've done.
Sure.
What they've done in May. So like someone on the team is updating.
Okay, so what's this say? What do we got for next?
By the way, it's definitely Zipper.
So theoretically, we have tournaments next, which would be what if the end of all these character releases is tournaments?
I mean, I don't see combat listed on there, so I mean, is that just? Oh
Like
no,
PvP,
it is
it's right
PvP
there, yeah.
combat.
But also like dual tournaments. I that's cool. It'd be super fun, and I would do some, but like that's just more duels in my mind, you know.
But if the tournaments are for land,
well, I mean,
Well, so that was touched upon too a little bit in the Chaos Cast. It sounds like duels will not be land tournament. It also sounds like land tournaments are a while away, but it sounds like it's going to be combat.
it sounds like they want it to be
level
combat just based on timeline, which makes me feel like combat is semi-close.
okay, I
based
saw
on
a
everything
video.
we're saying.
Do you remember Christmas Day 2022 is when they released the like first?
I remember that
codex.
holiday season. I was on DFK more than I should have been.
And no, but we were saying like, oh, if they're releasing this, it must be like right around the corner. So like we've been saying it's close for literally since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
You can quote me on that.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, we have all the basic codexes now.
No, still Scholar is the one remaining.
Okay.
But yeah, Monk is the second to last one, and there's one more, which is Scholar, and then hopefully they'll be doing the advanced classes.
Somebody
They've done a bunch of advanced classes already.
Well,
Tollsworthy
not
made a
not the
comment.
codexes, but
Oh, the codex.
yeah, they did these like the art stuff.
Yeah, I can't find the comment, but Tollsworthy made a comment a little while back that 3 XP is this week, and maybe not combat, but like,
I thought, is it this weekend or
Frisky
did
was
it
talking about
happen?
a reveal, and no,
Yeah.
I think it's this week coming up,
Okay, yeah.
or towards the
It'd be
end of this
great
week.
to have a big reveal this Thursday.
Yeah, they are good at, kind of talking things up at these conferences. I think the Bazaar is something that would get, non-gaming people excited, so that might be a
Yes.
good reveal. Um,
Is 3XP the right audience for that?
Yeah, I don't
yeah, I think so.
know. 3XP's gamers.
Oh, is it gaming related?
It's like Web3 gaming specifically.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be, again, it's going to be a hybrid of people that are into crypto
Mm-hmm.
and into gaming. So, yeah. Also, all right, quick side note while you have these up. So, they've been doing the artwork releases and they've
The
been giving
ninja
these.
looks very cool.
The ninja's very cool. They've been giving these little blurbs at the bottom there that say what their combat role hypothetically is going to be. And I think it's super interesting because they're doing the advanced classes for them, and they haven't given us any details on what the codexes are for those. So it is like a little hint.
Yeah,
at
seeing support under ninja, I was a little surprised by.
Very surprised at that. I thought it was going to be a damage, slasher only, but
So
support,
how can you support?
I think
What
it's
are
going
the
to be
different
like
ways your team can support?
Well, so
traps or like quick,
traps.
Crowd control.
destabilizing moves that the ninja does.
I'm going
Crowd
to answer my
control is
own
good.
question and pour myself more wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of red you got over there?
I got carnivore. It's a cab sav.
Oh, all right.
I didn't
Very
feel
nice.
like walking downstairs, so I just brought up the bottle.
That's, I'm sure your wife loved that. Yeah, no, but so with the ninja, one thing I've always noticed about them, the intelligence is pretty high. It's 50%. It's higher than, I mean, not that 50% is high, but it's higher than I would have guessed blindly at a
Right.
ninja.
Does Bard have higher intelligence than ninja?
I believe so.
I think so. It does too. Yeah.
We'll find out.
Because Bard, I hope that I don't think they've done Bard on the art yet, but I hope that the Bard little description just says support exclusively. Like I do not want to say
No,
anything
so
else
it's 50%. The wisdom is at 60 for Bard.
for Bard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same. So Ninja and Bard
Here,
have
I
the same
could-
intelligence.
I could take over. I have the
Oh, you got the
this
Excel
thing up.
I gotta save that.
Oh yeah, I have that. Yeah.
So 50% on the intelligence, 60% the wisdom, the high luck, the high agi, high dex. Bard's gonna be a fun class.
Yeah, I'm excited for Bard to be.
Where were you going with that though? We interrupted you about the ninja, and then we kind of went on a tangent. You started talking about the artwork.
No. I was just saying in general. I think it's very interesting. They're giving kind of hints at what the. I'm assuming these are hints at the codexes, or codices. Somebody told me that the plural on
Codex
that.
I believe.
Codex.
Codex I. It's like fungi.
Yeah, and again, Scholar's the one we haven't seen, and this was controversial amongst the two of us, but Scholar says support and healer.
Yeah. That wasn't controversial. I
Because
was
those are no, but those are two different things.
no. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Mm-hmm.
they can be right. I think
Mm-hmm.
they want to accentuate the idea that there was more support to the scholar besides just healing, right? And I also don't think
Yeah.
that these little blurbs that they're putting
No,
out
it's not
are
that. It's not that.
to live or
scientific.
die by, because
Right.
the paladin did come out and it just says tank. So paladin doesn't have any healing. It sounds like that's
Yeah.
a shame. No going back on that.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
No, it obviously has healing. A paladin
I
has
don't-
to have healing.
I mean, he might have a
Tanks can heal.
He might have a self heal.
No, but tanks can heal. That's not. We're discussing. We're arguing over the blurbs and the fact they didn't put healing there. And monk didn't have healing either.
I was just gonna say, does monks say heal?
No, because it's a
It
self
says support. What is
Sounds
so?
healer.
It says support. What other support? You read through the monk codex, correct?
Yeah.
So Guy and I haven't. We
Right.
talked about this at the pre-show meeting.
Yeah.
So tell us, like, what support does the monk have?
Right. So he has a ton of status effect stuff. So he has a lot of disarm, which is actually a weird one we haven't seen much of. Which will, for like one round, you cannot use your weapon. It like gets knocked out of your hand.
Okay.
Which is going to be interesting, I think, if weapons become like the end all be all, and you have a monk that's disarming them. It's very interesting. He also has a couple daze and stun and blind.
Yeah.
Like a
A
lot
lot
of
of
those status
controlling
effects,
moves.
he can do that. But also the drunken the Drunken Sway path, like the Drunken Master path, is super cool in my mind.
Looks like so much fun.
It has like barriers and also has like the if you deal damage, like deal it back at them kind of thing. It has a lot of those, and a lot of taunts. Yeah, which I think is like a very support kind of thing.
So
it
I don't
actually. It's interesting because like the monk, you know, his stat growth is very, you know, it's good. It's okay at everything.
Don't monks have really shitty luck?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a
So-
ton of luck-based skills
Yeah,
for the Drunken Master.
which
But,
is
but also,
interesting.
but what I was saying
So-
with the Drunken Master, I think like a tank, like a subclass of like Legionnaire or Knight, could really work
Ooh.
well with him because the Drunken Master can take a lot of hits, but then dishes it back out. So somebody with a decent amount of hit points who kind of can take a hit and then like send it back out would be a really cool build.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the thing about the luck,
Yeah.
I think that's a hat tip to how many Fisher monks we have out there. Kind of the same way that the archer has some intelligence
Right. Yep.
to it, and I think that came from the foraging. I think
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a like ode to the fact of like, hey, we know most of the community's been building this hero a certain way.
Yeah.
As far as like the daze stuff and the disarms and things like that, I know that technically counts as support. I don't really see like when I hear support, I think of like helping your own team. I would label that almost as
Oh,
like
no.
like what Guy said, like crowd control.
Well, yeah. I mean that's.
But so Daze is crowd control, though.
Yeah.
Sure.
In my mind, that's what support is. Support is mitigating the enemy's
Either
ability
boosting your team
or
stats.
boosting yours. Yeah.
Yeah. or
Yeah, so
mitigating your-
I don't, and again, I'm not like arguing with you that like
Yeah.
you know you're wrong, I'm right type of deal. I'm just saying like I see offensive support as like I don't call that support. I get that it
Sure.
technically is.
Like,
So that's
like,
why when I
yeah,
first
yeah. Well,
saw support there, I was like, oh, what is he buffing his own teammates?
Well, I mean,
things
I
like
think
that.
that I think alludes
what's
to
the,
like your strategy
palms
is like
or
you want
sleeping dragons
offensive
too.
type. That's just your like personal strategy, you know.
Sleeping Dragon. Whenever this hero's HP would be reduced to
Yeah.
0 for the first time, prevent the.
Oh,
Of course,
big
I had to yawn.
Big
I had to
big
yawn in the
yawn
middle
there.
of when I was saying it there. It's been a hell of a Wednesday.
It's
you know,
Tuesday.
So avoid death, heal,
Yep.
gain evasion,
Oh, we got to talk about
purify,
yeah.
and pass out.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
this on this very podcast 2 weeks ago or 3, I made a mythic monk with boosted decks.
Oh my God. Fuck yeah.
So that's why I was interested in this.
So,
So
all right,
you
so
might
also,
have to go a wisdom vitality boost. What stone did you use? Did you use Dex?
Decks
That's fine.
seemed like a safe bet.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Is there
scroll up.
is there any deck?
There's some Dex
There's
stuff
decks
in here.
as part of the offensive moves. Yeah. Like go to like the level 1.
Closed fist.
Yeah.
Closed fist.
Any of the closed fists or open palm. I think open palm uses decks too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because open palm is the path I would need for that.
Well,
Not need.
you don't have to, but there's
no.
synergy. Yeah. Sorry. So with this monk that got released, Workhorse also released a new blog post where they're kind of adjusting how cleanse works. I really want to talk to you guys about this because I think it's very interesting. So traditionally, cleanse was this sort of like catch-all, heal, or wipe the slate clean of negative status effects, which there are a ton of. Like we just saw, there's stun, daze, confuse, blind. There's all these moves that like mess with your hero's ability to do his, you know, to do the thing. And cleanse was
do the thing.
cleanse was the counter to that, and it formally would just wipe the slate clean of like any negative status effects. So they're changing this because the cleanse was I don't know why. I guess maybe it was too prevalent, but cleanse now only removes one of those negative status effects from a target, and it's chosen at random. And there's a new keyword, purify, which is sort of filling that role of the old way of doing it, where purify wipes everything out. And purify is going to be a little bit harder. It's going to be more expensive on the codexes, and it's not going to be as prevalent as cleanse.
Right. It's not going to be an ability
Yeah.
or a trait.
Well, I don't know. Unclear on if they're going to change that, but so now cleanse is now not as powerful. Basically, it nerfs cleanse, It also inadvertently, I think, nerfs Priest, because Priest has a ton of cleanses just in its basic codex.
But how many of those priest cleanses will turn to purify? What they'll
Potentially,
do,
yes.
what you're hearing from Workhorse is cleanse is too powerful.
Right.
But I think what makes it too powerful, or what makes its power more of a problem, is that it's hard coded into a lot of these heroes. The skill traits, the skill trees, they can change on a whim. They've already nerfed Shroud. They've done a few things, but like the fact that how many 40% of the heroes out there, making a number up, have cleanse on them,
right,
regardless of class. I mean, that was a problem.
Yeah.
But also, the strategy that just like popped into my head from this is having a build out or a team that can do multiple different status effects now seems more powerful to me.
100%.
Because they're removing a single one. If I'm all poison, like I have that double toxic team, that all three are double toxic. Well,
is poison one
cleanse
status?
gets it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else would it be?
Wait, say it again. What was the question?
So if poison stacks, right?
Yeah, but it's
that's
still
a good
one
question.
status.
Is poison a poison a poison?
I don't know. That is a very good question. Actually, we should ask that in AMA. Also, too, going back to the burn and chill that the wizard has, those stack, and there's all right, easy with the question marks. Jesus.
Poison. We know the answer to that though. It does stack.
No, right, but for purposes of cleanse,
would
is
cleanse poison
do
one poison
of the
or
stacks,
is it multiple?
or would it be the whole stack total?
I mean, come on. It would
What?
be the status effect.
I don't know if it's
I
that
don't
simple
know.
of an answer.
If there's three separate, if you like your builds where it's three separate guys doing toxic,
Somebody
three separate implications of
somebody
toxic.
tweet at Workhorse right now, and loser gives away an egg.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. I've lost.
Well,
Like, so
Maddie
many eggs
still
doing
owes me
this.
like 15 eggs.
Yeah, I'm not. You do it, friends.
Guy's doing it right now.
Yeah,
No,
but
you
no
put
one
a
follows
bag.
my Twitter.
Well, but I'm not wrong. Few people asking in the thread how the monk has leveled up. Maybe I'll just pull him up so we don't have to.
Yeah.
Does cleanse all stacks of poison say? And I'm taking it off the screen. So let's see the monk. I was geared up there.
Couple summons. Couple hungry pets too.
That's for the bot to take care of. That's not me.
Okay. Sorry.
He's gone. Somebody took him. Here he is. Yeah,
Have
so
you
I've got
been
him
listing
like... No,
What level?
not at
Level
all.
4?
So level 4, he's got him like +4, +5 every time. Which, not great, but like also, it's a monk. That's kind of what you get. The decks, I think, start at 21 with the Greater Stone on it. So
Wow.
in 4 levels, so it's gotten +2, not great.
What's the
pretty good
dex
endurance.
Increase amount?
67 on the primary and 36 on the secondary.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's the
And I-
top stat for the monk, right?
I think I've been using regular stones though on it.
Dex, strength, agility, and vitality are all 60% on the monk.
Well, I meant because he
That's the
stoned
top.
it.
Yeah.
Wait, so what is?
So it's plus 7%.
Yeah, +7.
on
Yeah,
your
that's right.
dex. Yeah, because you must have had a tier bonus, right?
No, these were level 1s because this wasn't
No,
planned.
but was it is greater just naturally 7%?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
7 on the
okay.
primary, something like 21 or something on the side.
Okay.
Secondary. All right, guys, tweet at Workhorse. We'll see if it gets back to us. Yeah, 3 level up Simmer. So yeah,
Yeah.
not great, but like it's a mythic. It's gonna make up for it with the rarity.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it. I do have I don't know. Do we want? We're at 53 minutes. Should I?
Yeah. We got some summons at the end here. I think.
Well, more importantly than that, I have my
Level ups.
Oh, the level up, right?
the Dex monster.
The Dex monster.
So I do have level
Oh,
13
and a
Sage as
Sage
well.
level. Oh, to
I'll do
level
that one
13.
first, but this
Yeah,
is
that one's fun.
this is the Dex monster, highest
Oh my
Dex in the game,
goodness.
or
Well,
it may not
will
technically be yet,
Yeah.
but it's slated to be.
It's on level 11. 50.
I have a Twitter thread here where I've cataloged all of its level ups. This level up, level 4, was the
That was the only one, right?
one
Yeah.
that I didn't get +3 dex. So
Because you're using greater dexes on every.
greater dex is on
Yeah.
everything. Where'd I go? So we'll do the Sage first. Sage is going to be getting a regular whiz, I believe. Yes, I wanted to get that whiz up a little bit higher, and whiz is
Wow.
pretty decent on monk.
I was gonna say intelligence. It's a forager, right? But I don't think you care.
Yeah, I don't care. I'd like the
Yeah.
whiz and the intelligence
Sure.
to just be
Yep.
like I guarantee whichever's lower.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I guess we could throw. I kind of want to
I-
throw
I-
it in dex because that's
I
pretty
mean, it's your
low.
call, obviously, but I think agility needs to be almost every time with casters now, in my mind.
Yeah, it has efficient, so that's good. Does this have a stone?
I mean,
No.
based on the new way that
Yeah, I'll go agility.
it works with the turn order,
Mm-hmm.
I think agility is super important. I mean, I'd say unless I think vitality
not happening, Summer.
probably, but also vitality, agility, and dex are like the most kind of like no matter what the hero is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I mean Vit on lower levels. The Vit's pretty high. I mean it's a Sage. It just has
Yeah.
pretty great stat growth on its own.
Yeah.
I did also recently get another legendary Sage, so like if this one doesn't level well, I'll be okay with it because I'll DS them. But I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I mean this,
Was this
RIP
a regular crystal or lesser?
regular. RIP Fight Club, something we've talked about obviously,
Yeah.
but this was my Sage for Fight Club.
Nice.
This was
What's the subclass?
Monk.
Yeah, solid.
Nothing
I also
special.
I do want to mention this right now. I don't love monk based on the codex as a subclass. And this is something we didn't talk. Ooh, boy.
I mean, I got
you
+4
got
where
your
I
You got
wanted
where
it.
you wanted it. Yeah.
and you got
fine.
an agi
Yeah,
too.
the agility's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. The strength on this guy.
I know.
That's like the most efficient level up you can have.
Yeah. Like just the ones you want.
Yeah. Sure.
But going back to what I was saying, monk as a subclass, I'm not too excited. And this is something we didn't talk about, but there's an
Which
entire
is so interesting because up until that codex, monk was like the ideal subclass because like it's good at everything.
Right, but especially those secondary ones are not that high. But the reason why I'm not too happy about it is because there's an entire sort of new move set that the monk codex has called stances. There's power stance, flow stance for the drunken master, and then I forget what the other stance is called. But basically, you go into this stance, and then there's moves that are based off of that. Like if you're in power stance, there's an aggressive move you can do once you're in power stance.
Oh, that's
But
interesting.
It's very cool, and I really like it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to play monks as a main class. However, as a subclass, though, you now need two codex skills to get the maximum efficiency out of the stance moves. So I'm hesitant to use that as a subclass because it's not going to be maximized.
That's reminded me a little bit of like Slay the Spire. The last character whose name I'm forgetting. You have different stances, like there's Fierce and Calm and Divinity stance.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's more
yeah.
thought-provoking than some of the other
Agreed.
characters in Slay the Spire, at the very least.
No, I think it's super cool, and I haven't played Slay the Spire, but I imagine similar of like you have to make really important decisions on how you want to build the character and when do you activate that stance and using the various moves from it.
Right.
I think it's super fun, but I don't love it as a subclass because you don't have the room to really build out a robust monk as a subclass, you know? So
yeah, and I mean that's something that we've talked about though, that
Yeah.
like we're not going to be able to do that for quite a few levels anyway.
right, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's something that's interesting. All right, so this is the
So
Dex
this is
monster.
the guy. This is the Dex monster archer.
Mm-hmm.
We've only missed one Dex.
So we're going Dex. We have the greater finesse crystal in there. And then what I've been doing is kind of just going with what's lowest, which right now strength is a point lower. I'm also going to go with vitality because, in a tie, you just go Vit.
Yeah.
This is for level 12.
12.
So you have a mythic pet on him? Mythic pet almost needs to be fed. But here we go. If this doesn't get +3, I'm going to be very upset. It's like guaranteed, so I should have looked at it a little bit more ahead of time.
I was going to say, what's
so
the
it's
secondary?
88% and 40%. So the 40% plus 45, so it's an 85% chance on the secondary, and it's guaranteed
And
at
it's
least
over
two.
100 for the first. Yeah, so we don't even need
Right.
to. Yeah.
Have you gotten any +2 for the primary stat?
No, that's not a thing.
What?
Okay.
It's over 100% chance of getting
That's not
one.
how it
Oh,
works, guys. That's
you're
not how it
kidding.
works.
It's.
I'm half serious.
I thought you were full serious at first, and was starting to wonder.
Not much line left.
Archers will do well with Monk Sunclass. Alien Warrior says.
Alien Warrior, maybe. I understand what you're saying because they have a lot of like attack back moves, and so does the archer.
Well, we'll ask Wowie when he talks
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
That's better than getting your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. +3 decks.
Let's see that 3 decks. No rarity, right? Level 12, yeah.
Yeah, no rarity boost.
Wow.
All right.
Great.
Super
It's a
solid.
level up we like.
Yeah.
Across the board.
57.
Dude, his next highest stat is what, 21? That's hysterical.
Yeah,
That
he's
is
definitely a one-trick
wild.
pony.
Dex is a good trick to have, though.
Yeah, gotta add it on to the.
Wait, where is he in like the overall of like all dexes?
I mean, we could take a look, but he's on pace to be the top dex
Right.
in the game.
He's like way higher than any other level 12.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, this is bad podcasting.
This is bad podcasting. I'm glad you're
as
doing
I
it though. It's
Do
important.
this.
It's important that people know this is what Franz does.
What
This
should my
is-
caption be?
This is his priorities. Yeah. I don't know. You love doing hashtag ding. You always do that.
I do.
Hashtag ding is like, that's a given. But you need a slogan, you need a phrase past that.
No, I might just do the.
Sergeant. I like this comment from Sergeant.
What do you say? Donate them to. All right, that's a little bit different. It's a archer and dexterity. I wouldn't call
Dexterity's
it a
going to be important for an
broken
archer.
mechanic.
No question.
But I do like that comment. I can't find the emoji I want. The guy where he's huffing the smoke out of his nose.
I don't. I'm glad we got this. This is like riveting.
Nice.
I crumbled under the pressure there. That was not the caption we need.
One more to go to what?
Also, why is your
What do you
screen
want
so
away-
bright?
want away from?
Jesus.
Like
Oh, was that a previous one where you were almost
Dark
at level
one.
10?
No, yeah. So these were 2 level 10s DS. So it was I got all of the level ups at once.
No,
so it
I was
one more to
reading your
go.
old tweets and it said
Right.
one more to
It
go.
was one more to go on the ones that I could do all in one day.
Yeah.
I have some. These are just some random summons.
Sweet.
I
Let's see.
don't know who the
Could be
parents
anything.
are. Could be anything.
I've got 2
It's-
Gen 1 summons
Shit.
and then a Goon attempt to do as well.
Ooh, nice.
fun.
Shout out to the helper bot. They
Yep. As always.
the auto summon feature. I just wake up to these. I opened like 12 eggs this morning. I should have waited for the stream.
12?
Yeah.
Damn. Are they
I hadn't
Gen
checked in a
Zeros?
few
Are they
days.
all Gen Zero? Or
It's a
You
pirate.
think I have 24 Gen Zeros just laying around?
That's
No,
a
these
common
are all
pirate.
these
He's
are
a
all
fisher though.
these are all Fisher Forager pairs.
that's awesome.
The goal is just to get more Fishers and Foragers.
Yeah.
A lot of them are to get ninjas. I've hit on like a good amount of ninja mutations with these
Nice.
pairs. Yeah, but it's super easy. I'll show you how I have it set up here. But like it's so easy. You put in the
Just
2
put the pair
IDs
in,
and
yeah.
it does it once a night, and just like
But
if the
they're
timer's
not,
up,
if they're not, yeah, if the timer's not
it
up,
just skips them.
Yeah.
Another pirate,
Ooh,
right, foraging.
uncommon.
Forager.
uncommon. Cool, guys. Should I do my other 2 summons, or do you want to do some
Yeah,
of yours?
rip through 'em.
All right,
if
I
you're
got
good.
my Gen Zeros.
We got anything crazy? Do you have any crazy ones?
No, I mean they're all.
No.
Yeah,
Do you
they have
need to
chance for
create
good
stones? Because I
subclasses
got
and
my
stuff.
stone. Oh, you're good.
I'm not using stones. Come on.
No, I didn't know if you need to create your crystal, your summoning crystal.
Oh no, I was ready to go.
So this is gonna be a Gen 1, 10 of 10.
Yes.
Have it be an archer.
No.
Oh, mythic. Show me mythic. Oh, let's
Oh,
go.
Legendary
Bard.
Bard. What's up?
I didn't even realize it was a bard. Holy
Bard
shit.
Priest. It kind of looked like a pirate, to be honest.
Foraging,
Foraging.
Oh,
which is kind of a big deal when you're
Well,
going
Turned
for
for-
up
spell.
with
yeah,
green
spellbow.
intelligence.
holy
Nothing.
shit! What a get! This is a huge
Critical
get.
aim, too.
That's
a
pretty
really
good.
get.
Fuck yeah.
Very good. Now let's get a nice leggy shapeshifter on the other side to match with it,
Ooh.
Yeah.
with a wizard sub or a summoner sub.
Nice get.
I hit more legendaries on stream than like I don't hit them off stream. Oh, shapeshifter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It is a
That's
wizard
still,
though.
Still
What was
huge.
the subclass of the Bard? Was it Priest?
Priest? Yeah.
And again, so both of these have 3 chances in an advanced.
Oh, brutal.
Nothing. Ever. Oh, hey Workhorse.
Oh,
Did
hey,
you get our
Workhorse.
tweet? We had a question that we
Yeah, we
tweeted
did have a
at you.
question for you. Yeah.
Does anyone remember what that question was?
Yeah.
It was-
Just read the tweet. We don't remember it.
It was about cleansing.
Yeah. No, it was the stacks.
Oh, is
So if
is
ability
cleanse
has
a,
stacking, does cleanse do the
removal of
whole
all
stack or one individually?
we
Of
do a
course
really
it does
good
the whole
job talking
stack.
over each other, huh?
I don't know. Who
Well,
knows?
Workhorse showed up. We got excited.
Yeah.
We all wanted to talk to him at once. Oh, he responded. Guy, pull it up.
Guy, come on. You don't have workhorse alerts?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Where's my tweet? Where is it?
Deleted.
Did you start it off as at Workhorse? Because
I
then
did.
it'll go as a reply then. Because it thinks you're replying to him.
So
It's like
I
a
need
weird-
to what? Go to profile and tweets
No,
and
go
replies.
to tweets and replies. And it'll, yeah.
He's
Workhorse,
lying.
You lied to me.
He did not respond.
He's a liar.
Oh,
Hopefully.
man. All right. Do your summons.
I got a couple Gen 1s to go. So this is kind of like weird where I'm going for a thief, but I'm going for a recessive thief with a Dark
Right.
Knight sub.
Oh, there we
And
go.
this tactic over the last week has gotten me 2 Dark Knights with Dark Knight subclass. So it's definitely working.
His response came in and he said all stacks.
Which, Workhorse, I'd like to apologize for my co-hosts here that question even needed to be asked. Obviously, it's all stacks.
All right,
Thief,
so we had
thief.
common.
Wait, so wait, Thief, but like Thief 10 of 10s, like the prices are insane right now for them, right?
Yeah. Thief,
Dude,
thief,
there are no Gen 0 thieves on the market right now.
So the 10 of 10s are like going insane.
Yeah. Because I think there's a lot of kind of dormant thief owners.
Have you-
Just more so than anything
Yeah.
else.
Well, that's-
Have you
we've-
debated putting your Gen 0 Thief on the market?
I have for like
just at like a stupid price.
like
Yeah,
300,000 crystal, whereas like the floor Gen 0 is like 80k.
80.
Or is it
Um,
60k?
I'm not sure.
I thought it was 80 for a while.
I
But
haven't looked
yeah.
in a while. But no, we've talked about this before though. I think the thief is an extreme example. But the idea of the original 8 Gen Zeros, like there are a lot of them that are dormant. So
Dying
there are
out,
just
yeah.
there are less of those out there. Like
Right.
Legionnaires, Scholars, Berserkers, Seers,
Sure.
you'll find those all over. Oh, there we go. a
Ooh,
little rare.
nice little rare. I like the Archer sub.
Hitting the foraging. Archer subs kind of interesting.
Agility. Ooh.
Efficient too.
That's a good hit right there.
Which Thief Foragers, not great by nature, right?
but
As
Dark
far
Knights
as-
are good.
Dark
But
Knights, yeah.
so that's what I was gonna say. Dark Knights are good. You're summoning them with an archer, so that outcome would be good. And then also because of the codex, right? The codex for a thief
Yes.
was heavier with dexterity than
Mhm.
the stat growth
agree.
would imply.
Yeah.
So like me personally, I've been leaning towards dexterity a lot more with these.
Yep.
So they're gonna be better foragers than that chart kind of says they would be.
Agreed.
The intelligence still sucks, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Paladin.
that's a pally.
Oh,
I was
it was
going
a,
for a goon though.
yeah, it was
Oh.
a goon
Oh, damn
summon.
it.
You really built that thing up well.
Hey, was that
summon.
Dark
Dark Knight.
sub?
Dark Knight. So I summon with the Dark Knight. Dark Knight.
Oh,
Mm.
So the Dark Knight sub carried over, which is pretty
that's
cool.
good. Yeah.
Purple Dex, I'll take that. No abilities.
Guy, I love when you just like pick random things out of your summon, like as if they're great. Like, oh, purple dex, nice.
Purple Dex, nice,
on
nice.
a palette, like who cares?
Whatever.
42% on a paladin. Yeah, that's not great.
I like the. Hey, I
We
like
find
ad-
things to be
advanced
excited
subclass.
about. You
I
got
feel like this
the-
is a great. This guy's a good candidate for getting dark summoning
Yes.
to get to build a beast.
But also he's a good candidate to keep growing towards the goon.
So the Gem 1 10 of 10 floor is at 260 now, apparently.
for,
pretty good.
Not that bad.
for thieves.
Oh, for thieves.
Thieves were at like a very big.
They were at like
premium
400
relative to
for
the
a
rest of
while,
the
right?
market.
Yeah.
So what is the? I'm looking right now, so I'll answer my own question. What the actual just 10 of 10 floor is? I thought it was around 180.
Yeah, 180.
I think you're right.
165.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I mean,
dropping.
it's still money.
Right, but like that. That's where like the rentals. That's like right at the
Right.
tipping point for
Yeah.
rentals, because rentals I'm seeing are around 100.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're making out 5 crystal with a chance for a lot more.
Yeah.
But look at all the like, how many Seers, Berserkers, Legionnaires, Scholars.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do is I'm just gonna do the original 8.
Which you got to
Sure.
get. There's a monk at 210.
I took it over.
Oh. Fine.
You can
Guy-
take it
Workhorse,
back.
thanks
and
for
have
Guy
the
can
balance.
responding.
still
I
a guest
appreciate
on the
you.
podcast. He doesn't have administrative rights. These
So
are
yeah,
just the core
210.
8.
So not that big of a difference, but
Yeah.
let's go the other way now. Are there a lot of the other ones sitting out there? Under 210? Yeah, I mean,
Ooh. Ooh.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a ton. I would call that, without being able to like count it, I would call that about 50 that
Yeah.
are under the floor of the original 8. So
This comment from
Sergeant, whenever you want to buy my Gen Zeros, fine
no,
by me.
Sarge, never. That's the beauty of this. They die. They die. That's it.
he
That's why I
dies, he
love this
dies.
so much. I think this goes back to like an old conversation we had on a Sergeant stream with Rock. Like if it's dormant and people aren't playing with it anymore, like that's just how the cookie crumbles. in
Chaotic
blockchain.
evil.
Yeah, like it happens.
No, I'm talking
People-
about you, chaotic evil.
I know. As I'm saying, people don't play them anymore. That's just what we got to deal with afterwards. Like I don't ever want to have a recovery mission for any dormant heroes or dormant lands for that matter.
Well,
if there
so-
are dormant lands, because that's insane.
Dormant
if there
lands
are.
is going to be the interesting one.
I think you're
Yeah.
bearing the lead here of what the hell does a rescue mission even mean? How is that possible?
They'd
What-
have to
I mean,
re-mint them or something like that. Like
They're
all right,
NFTs.
so I was more making fun of you and Sarge because I don't think it's possible to rescue them in any way. But like,
you could I don't know. Yeah, like I said, you could like remint them and like create a like 2.0 version of that. Same
I don't
thing.
even like that you're putting that out there. I think that's a terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't
idea.
want. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's what Sticks
make it-
intern did with
just
that.
make it the
that
Minds of
song he
Moria
used all
and
my
it'll be
clips.
fine.
It's everything I disagree with that he made on that video on the song that he made about me.
All right. Yeah, I don't know where to go from there. What else did we? So, for anyone that didn't hear, cleanse would clear. It doesn't matter how many stacks of a
Right.
given
Also,
status you
does
have.
poison stack? Did we ever confirm that?
Yeah, that's been known.
I believe so. I think there still is going to be a toxic rework. That was said a couple times. That toxic is going to be kind of rewritten, and how we understand it might change a little bit. But I believe it can stack. So that like double toxic team you have, Franz, is
So-
going to be insane.
No, it does stack. This was talked about at length. Workhorse kind of described it a little bit. It stacks to a point.
Right, 20%. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it does definitely stack.
Yeah.
Guy, do you have any more summons? Or are you just kicking around the portal?
I ripped through my 3.
Cool.
I could-
Um,
I actually might have one with sticks. Stand by.
Stand-
You can keep talking though.
Yeah.
no,
Like,
I
you
didn't
don't
have
to
anything
stand
more.
by quietly.
I didn't have anything more DFK related. I want to give a shout out to Dragon's Crossing.
Yeah.
New game that's been sweeping through, but I didn't want to kind of get into that until we were done with DFK stuff.
No, I think we hit Hubert World Tour. We touched on the AMA stuff. There really wasn't much in the AMA. We touched on the patch stuff and pets. So I think we covered all our goals. Oh, and monk and all that new monk stuff. So we hit everything.
Cool. So yeah, Dragon's Crossing.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Guy, you're playing too, right?
Yeah, I've got 2 Genesis heroes.
What do you
I've
got?
got
What
2 that I'm
classes?
rolling with. I've got a warrior and a ranger.
Okay.
I'm debating whether to mint to 3rd, but I think I'm good with 2.
You should do it.
Like, honestly, it's like the mint didn't go as planned for them, but like I kind of tip my hats off to them. Of they pivoted fast, and they stood by like what their mission is and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I think the mint price was just too high. They
Yeah.
just their mistake was not gauging the mint price well enough. But everything else, like that in the grand scheme of things, right? That's a pretty minor thing. Do you have any quests left? No. Yeah, I have 4. I with a 5th coming to me from the original mint. You're gonna get a
Right.
2nd hero if you did the higher priced one. I have 2. I actually got super lucky, right? So I have 4 minted. I have 1 rare ranger, and then I have a mythic ranger and 2 legendary
Oh
warriors.
shit.
Wow.
So yeah, I did very well. I've died a lot since then, so that
But
hasn't gone
it's
quite
level
as
1. It makes
planned.
sense, right? Like that's
I've
part
only
of it.
died
Yeah.
once. So
Well,
far.
no, so the whole kind of thing around it, Maddie. So you haven't
No,
dove
I
in
have
yet.
no clue. Yeah.
So the whole thing around it is if you die, you lose all of your equipment except 1 piece that you can keep.
Oh
So
shit.
dying is very, very
Dramatic.
bad.
Yeah.
But you can also you can transfer loot around from other places, but they all take quests to transfer them, to receive them. So like you can kind of come back from it, but it sets you back. And the whole premise is you're kind of racing to finish the game in the least amount of quests. So every time
see.
that you're wasting quests to heal,
Or
to
send
stash
equipment,
equipment,
yeah.
receive equipment, buy equipment from the the blacksmith, like the basic stuff if you've just died, or just dying in general, right? That's taking up quests that you're now maybe falling behind in the leaderboard.
Interesting.
How that kind of plays out and how it all kind of culminates, I think is going to be very interesting to see as season 1 starts wrapping up, which I think about another 2 weeks.
Well, I was gonna say, are you guys on the leaderboard at all?
Well, so the way the leaderboard works, you get on there based on benchmark quests. So when you hit certain things, like if you see the zones there are all foul waste, I haven't entered foul waste yet, but like once I do, like that, this leaderboard is
It's
kind of like
thresholds. Like once you
yeah,
get to the
like
next,
this isn't. I think if you wait, bring it back up for a second, okay? So yeah, like there are 2 level 4s in 2nd and 3rd place because they entered into foul waste just to get the benchmark. Like that doesn't mean they're actually ahead.
Like you can
right?
you can mess with it so that you're
right. So that'll kind of
What's that
work
called?
itself out a little
Guy,
bit.
that's called something. Like being the max level on a lower threshold.
Max level on a lower like
Smurfing, I think. No, was that what
no,
called?
smurfing is like you hold at level 9 and never go past level 9.
I mean,
No, that's twinking.
twink.
All right, let's stop the naming of things. It's a family pod.
Free thing.
Effects has been throwing the alpha around.
Yeah, I see.
Listen to him.
A lot. Yeah.
He was on Grady's pod. He was saying a lot of good stuff.
He was super helpful. Like I didn't know where the hell to start, so
Guy,
listening to the Sandwich Punch walkthrough was great.
Guy, do you have a quest?
I do not, unfortunately.
I don't either. We didn't plan this very well. I did all mine this morning.
Yeah. If you guys want to stick around
thing,
for another 5.5 hours, we can test them.
Yeah. One thing I would like to see, and I haven't been very in tune with the town hall. I haven't watched one town hall. I haven't really been following it. But one thing I've noticed from just kind of the first week, the gameplay is not very long, right, per day.
Sure.
And I think that's helpful, right? You're living a busy life.
I think it's meant to be more of if it's a daily quest in game, like it needs to be 10-15 minutes and move on.
Sure. So in the first week or so of playing, I've loved that on weekdays. Like today, got home from work, it was waiting for me. I did it quick, and then I started cooking dinner. Like didn't take very long. But like on Saturday, it rained here, and I was kind of just chilling at the house all day. That was when I bought 2 more heroes because I wanted to play more, right? I would love to see them do a type of like weekend 1-day speed round where like you enter for a certain fee, play through, and like you can play a lot in one day.
With
I think that would be cool.
With their structure offers a lot of opportunities to tweak it and offer unique gameplay. Of you could have all these seasons be different paces of like right now the game is paced that it should take about a month to get through the entire game on the long end.
I think they said around 22 days.
Yeah.
Or like shorter than that. Like you can complete it. You only need 22 days or something.
Right. And I don't even want to mention it because no one in chat's going to know what the hell we're talking about. But like Tribal Wars had different game speed.
Right.
But that there were some worlds that took like 4 months and there were some that took 3 weeks. And like with this kind of gameplay loop that they've created, they have the ability to increase or decrease that meter or whatnot if they want to.
Yeah, I love anyone that's been listening to this podcast for a long time. We use this Tribal Wars game for reference for everything. I would love to get a group of like 30 of us.
Oh my god.
Just kind of head into a fresh Tribal Wars server
amazing.
and just like all join different tribes, like not really reveal ourselves early. And then like around mid game,
just take over.
Yeah.
That'd be super
Start
fun.
some alliances, then kind of come together. But that's a totally different story.
Yeah. DFK tribe.
Yeah. And also I wish that like we could do that when I was like in high school and had plenty of free time. The whole like having a job and things like that.
Yeah.
Don't even bring it up.
I'm like an addict. I'm gonna like get hooked again.
I'm taking the screen back from him. Yeah, so you know, for Dragon's Crossing, something that we're gonna be following, we're gonna be playing, so it's a lot of fun. Maddie, you gotta jump in.
Yeah, I haven't minted, so maybe after you guys review it and you guys are saying really positive thumbs up, I think I'm kind of being convinced.
There you go.
If you are looking for something to do over the weekend, though, you could hop in and play some Alchemy as well.
Yeah, Alchemy, that's another one.
Is Connex's new.
Yeah, so
game,
the creator and developer of Fight Club has created his own game called Alchemy. He's got a team he's working with, so they've built out a couple other things as well. He's got a whole PvE path that they've only created 2 quests, but like I like the foundation that they created there of like they've actually given some thought into like character dynamics, building out the world, building out like who you are, why you're here kind of thing, which is cool.
That's fun.
The unique thing that's different, Alchemy versus Fight Club, which is pretty cool, of how they work through hero mutations is it's a level gate, if you will. So every time you level up, you have the ability to unlock a new class. And then as you unlock these new classes, you can choose what's going to be your primary class and what's going to be your subclass.
Whoa, that's super cool.
So you're able to create your own little combination of heroes, if you will.
There's trees from that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you choose one mutation, it'll lead to X, Y, and Z versus.
And that, are you on it now? Should I switch to your screen?
Yeah.
No, I see you're still on Tribal Wars.
I am on it though, so go ahead.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So I haven't really dove in yet, but Guy, am I correct in saying they are going to have a token at some point?
So what they're planning on doing is they won't have a token, but you'll have the ability to, what's the word of like, have your hero like progress up to the heavens, if you will. There's some kind of term for that. That is the way of basically minting your hero into an NFT.
Okay.
So they won't have their own, or they might have a token. But it'll basically cost.
Well, where I was going with
Spirit.
that. Yeah. Okay, so they will have a token. So like,
yeah.
I don't, like I said, I haven't played yet. I haven't really talked to Konex about it much, but like, I've seen in a lot of projects, people that play early before there's a token usually get airdrop that token. So like, might make sense to get in there and give it a spin. And we know it's fun because we've played it on Fight Club and that was fun. So
worst case, you play a fun video game.
Right.
Right.
Know. Best case, you get an airdrop and are rich.
You get rich by doing it. Cool. What else we have?
So the last thing, there's a new class called a Zealot that has a move called Frenzy. So think of this with Fight Club mechanics. It's called Frenzy. Deals 50 damage, no cooldown. Every time you get another Frenzy off, it doubles the damage.
Whoa.
Oh, so I mean, you get that off turn 1, all of a
That's
sudden
like,
the opponent's in trouble already.
There's
Right.
Yeah.
So there's the compounding effect.
Pokemon had a move like that, where it was like
50 turns to 100,
Might have been-
100 turns into 200.
Might have been
But
called
what didn't
Frenzy as
happen
well.
in Pokemon is
Rage.
Fight Club
it was
has
called
the
Rage. It was called Rage in Pokemon.
Yes.
yes. So Fight Club has the ability. Your opponent can of course interrupt you,
Mhm.
but then the mind game starts super fast early into the game. Of if you have a mid tier hero that's got a good ability as well, that can start really early, having those mind games go back and forth.
That's fun.
Interesting. We'll have to see when the next tournament for Alchemy is,
Yeah,
and
we should-
promote that a little bit.
Yeah, we should definitely shout it out here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Bogside Chats. I'm Matty Pesk for Franz and
You sure about
I
that?
was gonna say something funny, but I had nothing funny to say.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Run Burgundy. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Damn it. What a